valley and talk to Jesus. Go down in the valley and talk to Jesus. Go down in the valley and talk to Jesus. Jesus answers prayer. Go down in the valley and talk to Jesus. Yeah, we start sort of different this morning, Devon?
Wonderful kind of music to start the morning.
Sometimes you have to touch the spirit, man. Sometimes you have to shake it up a little bit.
You have to.
Sometimes you have to touch it like that and shake it a little bit, man. Yeah.
All in the name of the Lord.
Yes, we have a caller online already. This we have to say open phone line open. Morning, caller.
Mr. Scott.
Morning, sir.
How are you doing, man?
Well, you see what we do? We juke out here.
I just come to ask what you doing. you tease me, man.
Brother Ian, you know, sometimes you have to call it out.
Well, I know.
Sometimes you have to call it out. You can't leave it there all the time. You have to call it out.
You have to call it out. I agree with you. I just listen here. I realized I listen only Friday morning. The fella just interfered with me here.
And you know your brother like to interfere with you.
Yes.
How things going, man?
Well, not bad at all. I think everything is okay, man. Settling down.
Yes, man. St. Andrew, northeast, sorry.
Northeast,
I say southeast. Yes. Emlyn is studying so, you know. Emlyn, where you?
Huh? I guess she's in the stadium.
Yeah, most likely. I think she should be back by now. If she's not back by now, knowing her as soon as she reaches straight to stadium.
Of course.
But I saw a photograph coming out on your Facebook page. When I say your Facebook page, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Facebook page, and I must applaud you all in St. Andrews Northeast.
Yes.
For how come whole election I don't make any mistake, after election I making mistake? Anyway, yes, St. Andrew Northeast, I must congratulate you all for that unification.
Yes.
I saw a house being constructed for a needy constituent.
Yes.
And I saw some guys there with the NNP clothes on.
Yes.
And I saw some guys there with the NDC clothes on. Full regalia.
Very much so.
Man with t-shirt, hat and band.
Yes.
And it's no confusion. Everybody hug up and working together to help a needy person in the constituency. And I'm hoping every constituency could follow suit.
That's the whole intention. You see, the time for the politics, we need to put it aside now and of course build. We need to build a constituency and of course the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no more green, no more yellow. But it's Grenada right now.
Well, no, we could have the green and we could have the gold there because it's part of the national flag.
Yes.
So it's no problem with it. But when we decide that we're not going to be part of development because of it, that is where the problem come about.
Yes.
That's where and that's a message that me and you have been preaching on air before the 2013 election, and immediately after it, we preached that and we continue to preach that.
Of course, we have to.
No one could ever say we come out and cuss NDC supporters.
Even after election, there are those who still preaching division.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the Grenadian people knows much better than that. The time has come. I mean, the people have spoken, and of course, we must come together to build this country because at the end of the day, the country belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to Nazimbok or Kit Mitchell or any one of us. It belongs to all of us.
But it's we that live in here, you know.
Of course.
It's we that live here.
Even though some people are hoping to win so that they could send some people back, I don't know. You understand them back. Anyway, in Carrico, pretty much you understand them.
It's that one they wanted to strip naked and all kind of thing. You
understand?
Yeah, you understand? Yeah, so, yes. But anyway, we've got some guests coming into the studio this morning.
Okay.
So we're going to take a departure from you, my friend, and we're going to talk soon again.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. Beautiful, my brother.
All right.
All right. Yes, folks, we're going to take a short break. We have some guests in studio with us. So we're going to take a short break and be right back.
What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come here? What you come here for? All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No. That's right. This is our party in here. We having our time, don't stop. Everybody breaking away. Strictly unity inside here. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent people. If you ever thinking evil, inside there is really not for you. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No. that is plain enough to see. You come here to kill somebody. It's time that you stop that nonsense. We come here to enjoy ourselves. Leave hatred right there on top the shelf. This party is no violence. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Na 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 na. Hey, yo. Na 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 na. Hey, yo. What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here for?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we ain't asking these gentlemen what they come here for. They come here to discuss the Grenada Invitational. Yeah, last year the thing set off, no seat. And wait, now that end up like what a certain political party end up like. It had no seat. I couldn't resist that one. That one was too easy to resist. I couldn't resist it. But yeah, it ended up like that last year. That should have been a lesson to some people. Get in early or you wouldn't get a seat. Again, Grenada Invitational this year. I know we'll be seeing the likes of our own Karani James and so. And we have with us Dexter Mitchell. He is, what's your official portfolio with the Grenada Invitational?
I am the chairman of the local organizing committee.
Right.
Yeah. Very fortunate to work along with a fantastic group of Grenadians. The local organizing committee is 100% Grenadian, and some of the best persons I've worked with, from the medical personnel, Dr. Francis Martin, Damien, who is Damien Dabo, IT and broadcast, Patrick Lewis on logistics. He sits on the board of the Stadium Authority also. Just a fantastic group of persons dedicated to a greater purpose for the benefit of Grenada. Nobody's trying to stand out. Nobody's trying to be a star. Everybody's working together so that Grenada can benefit. And we saw the benefits that came last year, and it is now leading to even bigger benefits.
Okay, and we have together with you this morning, I'd like you to introduce our guest this morning.
Yes, we have with us Mr. Peter Stipp, who is in charge of production for ESPN. Obviously, ESPN would have did a live broadcast of the Grenada Invitational last year. We were very fortunate to get them on board. We were able to impress them, and as a result of that, we now have a 3-year deal with ESPN. They've bought the rights to the Grenada Invitational, the broadcast rights for the next 3 years. So it means that the Grenada Invitational will be broadcast on ESPN Caribbean, North America, and digital platforms in 2018, 2019, and 2020. To ensure that everything goes well in terms of the production and so on the live broadcast, Peter came in on Tuesday, and he chose a right time to come in Sheldon. He heard about a certain snowstorm, so he said, Dexter, I want to come in this week. Yeah, so he came in. This
must be very difficult for you to be here at this point in time,
Sheldon,
Peter.
it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
I don't think
the worst weather. Yeah,
my wife doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I've just been informed on my way here, Sheldon. She's digging out 14 inches of snow from my driveway.
That's so enjoyable.
And I'm here with balmy breezes. Which one would you choose?
Yeah. But let me just point out, Sheldon, that the meetings that are taking place this week, 1 month ahead of the Grenada Invitational, took place last year, 1 week before the Grenada Invitational. So it speaks to how prepared we are in 2018 and making those long-term plans for 2019 and 2020. And that is kind of different for us around this patch. You know, we like to do things last minute and so on. So Peter had agreed to come in and well, he will speak to the state of preparedness here locally and so on.
Okay. Peter, on to you. You've been here before, obviously. Your impressions of Grenada and of the Grenada Invitational. You would have been part of the Grenada Invitational last year.
Yes.
Your impressions?
Well, I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. I've done cricket in the region for coming on 20 years now, and so I'm fairly familiar with regional sports in the Caribbean. And funnily enough, last year's Grenada Invitational was the first time I'd been to this country. So I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I'd heard a lot of my crew talk about it in very positive terms, and I was really very pleasantly surprised. And just the first day at the venue, I couldn't believe that such a world-class venue existed in the Caribbean itself. It was really, really good, and that was shown by what people saw on ESPN, and the powers that be in ESPN loved what they saw, and they saw that this is a growing event, a world event, and so they were willing to sign up through the year 2020 to be part of it. So we're all very happy.
Okay, so you all will be officially broadcasting it through the year 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've seen the Grenada Invitational very successful in 2017. Dexter, just to flip to you a short while, what are some of the names that we can look forward to in 2018?
I'm very excited to announce that Justin Gatlin, who is the world champion in 100 meters, remember he beat Usain Bolt in London last year.
And he was also here last year.
He was here last year. He did not run. While he was warming up, he tweaked his hamstring, and his coach decided that so early in the season, and they had world champions to go to, that he would not allow him to run. So he has already indicated that he owes us one. So he was the first athlete to confirm, I think as early as September last year. Once he was finished with the World Championships, he's going to be back in Grenada. In fact, I got a call from Ronaldo, his agent, yesterday, and he wants to come in the Tuesday of the Invitational. He wants to be in Grenada a bit earlier, do his warm-ups, go through his routines, do some press and so on. He's that enamored with Grenada right now. And the Grenada Invitational will be his first major outdoor race since the World Championships. So that is really a huge deal that he has chosen Grenada to come back to do that. Also, world champion female in the 100 meters, Tori Bowie. She will be here. Fantastic U.S. athlete. She runs the 200 meters also and takes part in the long jump. She will be in Grenada. In fact, again, spoke to the agent this morning and she wants to come in a bit earlier also. LaShawn Merritt, a great friend of Grenada, obviously because of his competitiveness with Kirani. Sheldon, when he came in last year, he was kind of worried when we met him at the airport.
LaShawn didn't realize we loved him, did he?
Exactly. Well, he asked, what would the reception be? I said, well, you are running the 200 meters, so you're okay. If you're running the 4, you probably have a problem.
Now, I didn't think he would have a problem if he was running the 4.
Yeah, but he was pleasantly surprised by the reception that he got. We are trying to recreate the most historic race in the history of Grenada, which would have been the London Olympics 400 meter. In first place, obviously, was Kiriani when he won his gold. In second place was Santos from the Dominican Republic. He has confirmed he will be coming to Grenada.
Okay.
His brother is coming also. His brother is a long jumper from the Dominican Republic. He will be here also. And the person who came third in that race, Lalonde Gordon, from Trinidad, he will be here also. So we have a fantastic list. Kelly Spencer from Jamaica, Sparkle McKnight from Canada, Christine Day from Jamaica also. People have been asking about Asafa Powell. He's recently got injured, so he's not going to the Commonwealth Games. But in conversation with his agent, obviously he loves Grenada and he wants to come back. So they are going to give us an update in a couple of weeks. And as soon as he's fit, I suspect whether
he didn't seem like he wanted to leave when he was
here. Exactly. And I suspect whether he's
difficult getting him off the island. Nearly had to drag him to the plane. You know?
I suspect whether he's fit or not, he will come. Yeah, but they will confirm, and I sincerely hope that he will be here. We have 15 Cuban athletes. We've been in constant contact with the Cuban embassy and so on. So 15, including some of the top female shot putters in the world. And I would send out a list of the athletes and the times and the distances and so on, so people can get a feel and an appreciation for the competitive nature of the Grenada Invitational. One of the things about the Grenada Invitational, it is one of the early outdoor events. So coming out of the winter season and the indoor activities, the athletes love to use the Grenada Invitational as a test. So I was telling Peter yesterday that too many of the athletes were not necessarily concerned about the position they came in the race, whether they came second, third, fourth, or fifth. They were looking at the timings to determine where they are at in the state of preparedness for what else is going to take place. And then obviously having them perform live on ESPN is a major attraction. They love Grenada. They love the hospitality, the friendliness of the people. Asafa commented on the track. It's a very fast track, nice warm temperature, nice, fantastic atmosphere. So the Grenada Invitational will always be a draw for some of the top athletes in the world. And we're looking forward to inviting them once again and putting on a quality event. And before I go on, let me just say again, thank you to the local organizing committee and to the people of Grenada, because what is happening, it would not be possible if we were not who we were. Friendly, accommodating, welcoming. Welcoming, and as I mentioned, welcome. Let me also welcome Mr. Dwayne Wade Sr., the father of Dwayne Wade, NBA star. He came to Grenada last night. He's here for a few days of rest and relaxation. So let me welcome him. Got the opportunity to meet with him last night.
Let me ask you, Question from one of our Canadian viewers. They're asking if Degrassi would be here.
No, this week it was confirmed that he's injured. He's not going to the Commonwealth Games, and he's not going to run competitively until June. He's taking some time to recover.
He could recover here, you know. That's problem. He could come and, no problem, Degrassi. He could come and recover here.
Yeah, but he wants to recover and be ready for June. Shirley Ann Fraser-Price, who is just coming back from pregnancy, she just had a child. Again, she's waiting until later on in the summer. She was interested, but she would not be able to make it. But
that child was born when?
Probably sometime last year.
No, I'm just checking back to the time when the Grenada Invitational.
Oh, no, she wasn't.
Wonder if that child is part Grenadian.
That she wasn't here.
Yeah.
No, but we have very, very keen competition. Over 165 athletes from over 30 countries. A lot of Caribbean athletes. A lot of them returning from the Commonwealth Games. A lot of international athletes. Like I mentioned, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Nigeria. Of course, a huge contingent from the United States of America, Canada, and so on.
Bahamas and Jamaica.
Bahamas and Jamaica, yes. Yeah, we do. And in spite of a lot of the regional athletes going to the Commonwealth Games, a lot of them have decided not to go to the Commonwealth Games and are coming to Grenada. The Commonwealth Games takes place from the 4th of April to the 15th. So it's exactly 1 week. It ends 1 week before the Grenada Invitational. So some of them will be returning from Australia and coming directly to Grenada. And some are staying home and starting the season here in Grenada. And we have to understand, Sheldon, that this is a huge deal. ESPN is on board. We are backed by the Grenada Athletic Association, by NACAC, which is the regional affiliate of the IAAF, the body responsible for track and field internationally. And we are endorsed by the IAAF. In fact, the president of NACAC, Mr. Victor Lopez, will be here for the Grenada Invitational because they believe that something magical is happening in Grenada, that we are doing something very, very, very special that is not happening anywhere else in the region. And Grenada is being used now as a testing ground, as a platform for a Caribbean circuit. In fact, I was privileged to talk to an agent in Jamaica this week, and he was saying, Dexter, I can't believe what you guys are doing. We need to work together to ensure that there is a Caribbean circuit for track and field. We have some of the best athletes in the world. Why do they have to go elsewhere to compete? Why can't they compete at home? And so that has been worked on. So it's not just about filling up the stadium, fantastic competition here, but the offspring and what it can do for us regionally. So I think Grenada should be very proud of itself, and we should not take lightly what is happening here at all.
Now, let me ask you, Peter, ESPN, what reach are we looking at for Grenada? Because it's important for Grenada as a country that focuses heavily on tourism. What reach are we looking at? What viewership are we looking at? And in which markets are we looking at with the viewership via your network?
Well, Sheldon, in addition to being on ESPN International, which will be broadcast throughout the Caribbean region, they're going to broadcast this event on ESPN in the US, ESPN2 in prime time on Saturday evening, which is an absolutely plum positioning for any event. ESPN are always fairly cagey about how many people watch, but they do have a fairly good idea. What they do is that the metric for viewership is usually turned available to, not however many people actually watch. It will be available to over 100 million just in the United States. Okay. Now, outside the region, depending on what the final deals are made up for in other parts of the world, Europe, Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa, and perhaps Australia, that figure obviously will be heading northward of that. So the exposure just in the North American market is obviously a huge positive for the country of Grenada, and going forward, at least for the next 3 years, I think you will see the economic impact that Dexter has referred to in what can happen to the country as a result of exposure of an event of this magnitude in the North American market.
And we still have not touched on the numbers on the digital platforms. So people would eat the ESPN can look at it, and those numbers are astronomical also.
Yeah, speaking a couple million there. Well,
of course.
Using, I think I even have it. So the ESPN. All right, but your team is here already. Is part of what you're going to be doing, those little packages that we see from time to time, on not just the games itself, but on the island. Are we going to be seeing some of that interspliced between the commentary and the actual games?
That's one of the aims of our production. We like to obviously show the competition in its fullest form, but as part of what we call sense of place, we want people around the world who are watching this to know it's not just a lit stadium somewhere that could be anywhere. it is a genuine destination that people would be fascinated with. So to that end, we will have vignettes of key aspects of the beauty of Grenada, and that's a great opportunity for Grenada tourism to cash in on that type of exposure, which will be included in the program time. We'll have our announcers, Arto Bolden and Lewis Johnson, who are the two main Olympic announcers for NBC in North America. They are part of the show too. Those are the two best guys in the business, and they'll be able to talk about Grenada as part of the overall coverage of the event. So they're looking forward to that, and there's the footage that we'll be able to show of some of the beauty of the country is undeniable.
Indeed. All right, listeners, we're not going to take phone calls right now in relation to it. We're going to hold on the phone calls. I realize some of you, and I've seen some people calling on the overseas line. We're going to hold on the phone calls for now. Dexter, how have the tickets been going and so on? I know by this time last year it became kind of cagey. It was starting to run low. So
and it's starting to get to that point again. And I suspect now that the elections are over and people have refocused on something else, and we're coming up to the end of the month and so on. So I would encourage persons to please get your tickets. I cannot take the calls. I get the
last minute calls.
Calls, exactly.
So who out there wants Dexter's phone number?
Yeah, but we're starting to get to that point, and up to yesterday I got some messages from Carriacou where can they get the tickets and so on. Tickets are available online. That's the easiest way. Go to fet.com, and let me speak to the genius of Grenadians and just how innovative we are. The ticket platform that was done for the Grenada Invitational in 2017 was developed by Gary of Go to Fet, and that was one of the legacy effects, one of the major accomplishments of the Grenada Invitational. When I spoke to him, told him exactly what we wanted, that people should be able to go onto your website, look at the seating basin at the stadium, select the seats, and purchase the tickets. And at first he said he couldn't do it. And he said, okay, give me a couple of weeks. And he came back and he said, yes. We actually physically went to the stadium, Sheldon, Gary and I, and it took us 4 hours and counted each and every single seat and make sure that we got the proper labeling, because he didn't want a situation where Devon shows up with a ticket, you show up with a ticket, and it's the same seat. And obviously that's going to lead to confusion and so on. And Gary did get it right, and that's a local entrepreneur doing a fantastic job. So hats off to Gary and his team. I remember a lady saying to me that she expected confusion at the gates, and it took her 10 seconds to have a ticket scanned, have a volunteer escort her directly to a seat and so on. And that is us. That is Grenadians. When we put our mind to it, we can actually get it done. So hats off to everybody who made that. Not just the Grenada Invitational possible because of the excitement and the track and field and the running and so on, but the fact that we're able to do a world-class event, world-class standards, and we are able to adhere to those standards throughout.
So Sheldon, can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Last year, when ESPN first decided to do the event, they were a little nervous. I don't know if that's the right word. A little bit trepidatious about taking on a live event from a country that they hadn't normally been doing live sports from. Track and field can be one of those things where if it's not organised properly, it can be a disaster for television. Last year, it was run so well by the local people here that ESPN immediately said, yes, let's do this again. And to that end, speaking more to what Dexter mentioned about the ability of Grenadians, we'll have 1/3 of our crew are local people. So that is a big investment in local talent from our point of view, and it gives them a chance to be exposed to a world-class platform for broadcast. And and a lot of the people who will work along with us this year and in the next couple of years will be able to take that experience on to do better things.
So 1/3 cameramen, production assistants, and so on, who are going
all
to
the
be
way
working
through
on this.
Yeah.
Grenadians.
Yes.
But it says a lot as well about the ability of Grenadians, because ESPN will not take on a person who obviously won't be able to keep up the standard of ESPN. So it says a lot about our local talent.
And it's very true. ESPN trusts me to bring the program to the level that they expect. And there's no ifs and buts about that. If the standard is not right, you won't see me again. Now, I have faith in the local technical crew that we're going to be using, and I have no doubt that they'll be more and more people asking for work next year.
And in addition to that, Sheldon, we also have some local service providers. So, for example, Peter is excited about the drone, and he's going to do some drone shots. There's going to be some broadcast innovation that will be tried out in Grenada for the first time. So you probably have the drone following the javelin, in the air at that height and so on.
That'll be interesting.
Exactly.
That'll be very interesting.
That's, we will have to rehearse that a little, I think.
Yeah. So, but that service is being provided by a local service provider. The equipment, the jib, which is the crane, is being sourced locally also. In fact, we met with the provider, and he has the camera and the monitor and everything. So those things do not have to come from outside. There are 4 additional cameras that will be used that are sourced locally, 4 HD cameras. So in addition to the traditional stuff that we know, the taxi drivers benefit, the hotels, the vendors, and so on, security companies, there is that area of specific skill development. And when we conceptualized the Grenada Invitational, it was not just to grow a business, to bring world-class track and field to Grenada, but also to lend to the development of human resource here in Grenada. And I am very excited that track and field development is going to take place. So winners from the KFC relays, winners from Intercall taking place right now are going to be invited to participate in the Grenada Invitational to get that exposure. But then you have the specific skill set of the technical people that will be used, and we got to meet a lot of them over the last couple of days, and Peter is very excited and the experience that they bring and some of the events that they have worked on locally and so on.
Okay. Excuse me. Peter, at this time we have our intercollegiate games taking place. One of our other premier, the original premier.
Yeah, he was
event.
there. He was there yesterday.
You're going to be going there today. I hope you
We've
have time
been there. I've been there
today.
the past 2 days.
Yeah.
We'll try and get out there again for the 3rd day because I do like the distance races that would be conducted today. But I was talking with some of the officials out there yesterday, and it's just remarkable the quality of competition at that level. It's a testament to the fact that the youth is still interested in developing the skills in track and field, and the fact that Grenada has such a depth of talent. I think you guys have a real good chance in the next few years of cashing in on Karani's fame.
Indeed.
Yes.
You mentioned Karani, Dexter, and we mentioned javelin earlier. I'm a massive Anderson Peters fan.
Yes.
Will Anderson Peters be at the... I know he's heading to the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
So will he be coming to take part in the Grenada Invitational or heading back to school?
I am not sure. Up to yesterday, spoke to Colin Peters, who is the games director, and because obviously he's directing the Intercall also, and he did mention that we've had some late entrants. So I'm not sure. So I would confirm that. I would have to look at the list and confirm that. But it would be wonderful to have Anderson and to highlight some of the Cut Felix and so on who were here last year to make sure that the world-class Grenadian athletes can compete at the Grenada Invitational. And I think that's what
both Kurth and Lyndon, they're attending the Commonwealth Games as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and we'd love to have them back. So I need to recheck the list. But we will be sending out a list of and highlighting some of the main players and so on. Yeah, we'll be doing that early next week.
How have developments been taking place towards the games thus far overall? You mentioned the team and so on, but how have things been going on? The preparation of the stadium, and we mentioned tickets already, but preparation of the stadium, preparations for the athletes coming in. We know you usually work along with the hotels and the different agencies, re-security, re-transportation, refreshments and so on. How has that been going?
Let me say, Sheldon, if the games were the same date as last year, which was the 8th of April, we would be ready. If the games were this weekend, we'll be ready. Well, Peter is already here.
Oh yeah, I'd have to make a few phone calls. But
the team has been very, very active, and the stadium. Let me start with the stadium. When we went in last year, there was some work to be done, so we had to clear up some debris around the stadium, get the warm-up track back to a certain level. We know that there was some damage and the lights and so on. The stadium is now a full world-class facility that can be used at any time. So when you have to go into the stadium now, you don't have to go prepare. And credit to Patrick Luzon, who sits on the LOC and also on the board of the Stadium Authority, to ensure that those things have been worked on, that the elevators are working, that the air conditions are working, that the Jumbotron is working and so on. So in that regard, the stadium is always ready. Up to yesterday, I had a call from ACP Prince, who is in charge of security on the LOC, and they are beginning some training. Eddie Frederick is going to be doing some customer service training with the security detail. So that is in the process. Spoke to Dr. Francis Martin this morning. We have a chiropractor coming from Houston, a Grenadian coming from Houston, to add to the stock of chiropractors. That is one of the areas that is the athletes are adamant about, that they need somebody to take care of the back and joints and so on. Yeah. So in terms of that, we're very well set. The team has been working extensively. Flights are now being booked. Agents and managers and so on are sending the flight information. So flights, as we speak, flights are now being booked.
I know that can be a headache because, for instance, to get a person sometimes from the US, you have to go through 2-3 stops, or like an athlete from Nigeria to get them to here. It's like Nigeria to London, London to...
No, most of them are based... Around now, they will be based in the US. They will be going to the US now for training and so on.
Even into the US.
Yes. We have developed a wonderful working relationship with American Airlines and Astral Travel. So they work along with us to make the connectivity a bit easier. So you have, if you're coming from North Carolina, for example, fly into Miami, and then we get the direct flight from Miami on American Airlines to Grenada. So you'd find on the Wednesday before the Invitational, almost all the seats will be taken up by persons coming to the Grenada Invitational, managers, agents, and athletes. So that has been going well, and we do have support of American Airlines. We've had the support of JetBlue last year, and we are in contact with them and negotiations right now to have support, because some athletes are going to fly directly from New York also. But I'm heartened though that Justin Gatlin wants to come in on Tuesday. Excited about that, and Tori Bowie and her entourage, they want to come in a bit early too. The word has spread, and I remember speaking to Kirani last year, and he said athletes talk next time. They will talk about the good times that they've had. So we've been inundated with requests. In fact, I was looking at the listing for the male 100, and we have a A and a B. So that's 16 athletes, 8 in each race, and we had in excess of 20 athletes applying to come to Grenada to take part in the Invitational, 100 meters. So some obviously we would have to tell them, try applying next year, So
you had to do that last year.
Exactly.
Try next year.
Exactly. So. But the Grenada Invitational is one of the major stops now not just regionally, internationally, one of the major stops for track and field, and that's something that we as Grenadians should all be proud of.
Now, Peter, you've been to the Grenada Invitational last year. You've been to other similar events around the probably Caribbean and around the world. How does Grenada stack up?
Oh, it stacks up against anybody. Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's a quality event, and ESPN knows that, and that's why they're investing in the future here. This is a world-class event that can only get better, and I'm really happy to do it. I mean, I've produced and directed cricket and other track and field at other venues, but this is as good as I've seen. I'm truly impressed with Grenada, and I've sung the praises of it to whoever listens to me in the United States. I'm based in New York, and the media industry up there is very focused on new markets, and I can tell you Grenada is on the horizon for a lot of the people who are looking to do more live events in the region. If Grenada can put on an event like this, why can't they do an event that's not related to track and field? So really, it's a top-class world event.
Now, we know that it will be shown on ESPN at that time. Will there be promotions going on before of the Grenada Invitational via the ESPN network that Grenadians and others overseas would be able to say, okay, yes, this is happening in Grenada? Will that be part of the entire package, or is it just that it's going to be on that day, on the listing, and on that day? Or we're going to be able to see something before?
No, there will be promos. Yeah. In fact, as part of the contract, there will be probably 10 days prior to the event, no less than 10 promos about the Grenada Invitational leading up to the Grenada Invitational. So it gives us an opportunity to also sell it through the ESPN platform. And just to sell Grenada, just the fact that Grenada has been mentioned on ESPN with the exposure to millions and millions of people makes a huge difference, and prompt people to get ready to look at this on ESPN on the evening of April 21st.
All right, indeed. Listeners, you are listening. Well, I've in studio with me Peter and Dexter of the Grenada Invitational. I'm getting a lot of messages. Canadians are complaining. The Canadians are complaining. Not about the grassy now.
Okay.
They start complaining now. They say they need some airlines. They need some information on how to get
home
to Grenada for the Grenada Invitational. So I'm seeing the Canadian squad is heavy on the hard talk this morning. Boy.
No, and that is another thing though. The impact of the Grenada Invitational on the diaspora. It's obviously we have the Carnival and Easter and Christmas and so on, the traditional times when people come back. And here you have this event that started in 2017, attracting so much attention. Even personally, we are having a mini family reunion around the Invitational. You know, people coming in from Canada, the States, Trinidad, England, to be here, and it is based on the Grenada Invitational. So the effect and the impact on the diaspora and what the Tourism Authority has been able to do and capitalize on it and working along with us at the Grenada Invitational has been very, very encouraging. As part of the agreement, in addition to the 3-year deal we have with ESPN, we are just in the process of, we finalized and just in the process of signing a 3-year deal with the government of Grenada, a memorandum of understanding that the government will provide support to the Grenada Invitational. And as part of that support, we have to do an economic impact assessment with the Ministry of Finance. And I'm very excited about that, where we can produce hard figures to say this is the economic impact of hosting the Grenada Invitational. And I would encourage other entities that have that kind of impact to do those assessments, so that when you make requests or when there's a debate, you can say, okay, this is the value of my sector to the economy, or if we don't do this event, this is what Grenada is going to lose. So I'm excited about working along with the Ministry of Finance on that. And we do need that scientific approach, instead of just blowing hot air and saying yeah, we bring people to Grenada or whatever, but you need those hard figures sometimes. So that is exciting.
The Prime Minister is a scientist, so you have to expect that.
Well, of course.
Statistics is
exactly.
Outside of that, Dexter, Peter mentioned it a while ago that due to the quality of the Grenada Invitational, there may be an interest in other activities. May not even be sporting activities, could also be a cultural activity, and so taking place in Grenada. Is the Grenada Invitational Committee looking past the Grenada Invitational, maybe to another event during the year? Later down the sporting calendar, earlier up in the sporting calendar.
Let me get my pen out here. I need to know about this.
To be quite frank, some ideas have come up. We are trying to ensure that we get this right first. I mean, I think we're well on our way. After year one, we had a 5-year plan, and after year one, we've had to extend it to a 10-year plan. I mean, the reception from ESPN, the reception from the government of Grenada, from the Grenadian public, from sponsors. Sheldon, we actually have sponsors saying, Dexter, we need to sign on for 3 years to the Grenada Invitational. Sponsors are telling you that, companies are telling you that. So we are making sure that we have this working as clockwork, and once that is taken care of, then we can venture. We do not want to extend ourselves too much, and then you find that the quality of the Grenada Invitational drops while we're trying to do something else. Make sure that we set the bar with the Grenada Invitational. ESPN continues to be happy, the government continues to be happy, Grenadians continue to be happy, and then we can venture into something else. Yeah, but that is on the cards. That is definitely on the cards. Some offers have been made, some ideas have come up, and what is exciting, and let me make a very critical point. The deal with ESPN was done between Bristol, Connecticut, and St. George's, Grenada. So there was no third party representing us or representing ESPN. We actually dealt with ESPN directly. Conversations with Peter immediately following last year's Invitational, Mark and Scott in Bristol, and we were able to craft a deal that benefited both parties. And in doing so, recognize the value of what we have. If we can produce quality events, if we can host quality events here in Grenada, we don't just create it for a local audience, but we can export it regionally and internationally. And Peter could speak to his experience with Soca Monarch in Trinidad, or doing work on Marshall Monday, and the effect that it has outside, the ripple effect it has outside the region. So that is why we are working on the quality of the Grenada Invitational, and before we venture into anything else, and hope that what we are doing at the Grenada Invitational serves as an incentive to other groupings and other organizations of events in Grenada to put on quality events that would attract attention. Because we are only 100,000 people, and sometimes we ask a lot of ourselves to try to sustain these events. If we cannot export it properly, then more than likely it would suffer economically. So that to me was the big takeaway from the ESPN deal, that if we do quality events, we can attract regional and international attention.
If you had to say anything to the Grenadian public right now in relation to the Grenada Invitational, outside of get your tickets now, what would that be?
Just recognize what is happening. We are in the midst of something revolutionary. To get ESPN to be interested in an event locally. I mean, we're talking about the worldwide leader in sports. We're talking about Grenada, 100,000 people. We still only have one Olympic gold medal, in addition to a silver medal.
And we'll be on prime time.
Exactly,
on ESPN.
exactly. So just embrace what is happening, and recognize that we have exceptional talent, that we are very, very special people. We are blessed, and we should not take those things for granted. Again, we cannot say it enough, to get ESPN interested, and not just interested, but excited about an event in Grenada is a really, really, really huge step. To get some of the top athletes in the world, and not just in the world presently, some of the top athletes in the history of man, to be interested, to reach out to us and say, I want to come to Grenada, I want to take part in the Grenada Invitational. It's really, 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 really a big deal. So I think we should not take those things lightly. We shouldn't take it for granted. We should support as much as we can. And I would love to thank the sponsors, all the companies that have come on board, who believed. I mean, imagine Sheldon going to a company last year and saying, we are going to bring some of the top athletes in the world, and it's going to be on ESPN. And some people are looking at that's not going to happen, not the Grenada. And we were able to deliver, and deliver in a big way. So just to Grenadians, just recognize how special we are. The elections are now over. We are once again stable. And we have a fantastic opportunity to do a lot of great things. We have to support each other. Kirani depends on our support. Devon Smith depends on our support. Andrew Fletcher and all the others, those who are going to the Commonwealth Games, those who are going off to Carifta, just recognize what we have as a people. We are very, 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 very special. This is not happening anywhere else in the region. ESPN is not covering track and field. I think they had one go at the Cayman Islands and they were very disappointed, so that did not happen again. Grenada has been able to repeat it, and we are going to do it for the next 3 years. Let's not take those. Let us not take ourselves for granted.
Peter, if you're looking at Grenada, what was one of the most important selling points to ESPN for wanting to do this activity again?
Well, I think the first and foremost is the organisation of the event. Mm-hmm. A live sporting event has its own momentum. And sometimes once that momentum has started, it can't be changed, and that's not always a good thing in a live sporting event. So for a track and field event to be organised and conducted in the way it was last year, that was the first thing that was in my first conference call on the 2018 event with ESPN. The very first question that came up in the conversation was, can we please have the same organising people as last year, because you guys did a really good job with it. And I said, I can confirm that it is the same set of people. So that was really key to them. And they are very nervous in taking on an event from outside the country when they're not sure of the organising capabilities of that event. Those fears were allayed last year, and they're very, very happy that it's going to be organised even better this year.
Okay. Your team. What has your team, and we're coming off of the ESPN, what has your team been saying about Grenada? I heard a statement from one of the cameramen last year. Well, what is your team's impression of the island?
Without exception, they love the island. I'm bringing people from around the area, Jamaica, Trinidad and Barbados, as well as the local people here. But also there'll be crew coming from North America, United Kingdom and South Africa. So every single one of them has been on my case since about October last year. Can we confirm Grenada, because we want to come? Now, it's a long way for a lot of the people to come for 1 3-hour show, unlike many of the cricket events we do, which are spread. We just did the Super 50 Cup in Antigua, and that was 9 matches spread over 21 days. So that's a much longer event, much longer commitment to time. So people coming from long distances, it's easier for them to make that commitment. Now, when I call people about doing a 1 3-hour track and field show, they may hum and ha about it, because it's a big commitment time-wise to do a very short program, and they'll say, where is it? And I'll say, it's in Grenada. Sign me up. Seriously, I'm not joking at all. People want to come, and I'm blessed at having worked with some of the best technicians in the world over the seems like about 100 years I've been working in the business, and without doubt they all want to come. And there was only, I think, 2 that were not available this year, to come back because of family commitments, but we've replaced them with even better technicians.
All right. So, Dexter, final words, because I know you all have to pitch off.
Peter returns to the North American continent. And
yes, no shovels.
Yeah. I know it must be extremely difficult for you to be here when there's all this lovely weather in the U.S.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I was
difficult.
I was sipping on one of your lovely rum drinks last night, and the phone rings, and it's my wife. I'm thinking, well, do I talk about digging out the 14 inches of snow or the lovely rum drink that I had? And I guess you know which one was discussed. But to her credit, she will be coming this year to the Grenada Invitational after hearing what I did last year here. So,
that's lovely.
She will get her chance after digging snow today.
Just want to say, Sheldon, that again, just want to mention how special we are as a people. And after, I know, 6 weeks of hectic political rivalry. The future of Grenada depends on us, and we have to work together. And just going around with Peter, going to the stadium and talking to the technicians and the cameramen and so on, and the enthusiasm, everybody wants to be on board. People are excited about the Grenada Invitational, and just recognize who we are as a people. People from outside of Grenada who are coming in, you are most welcome. Looking forward to having you. And there is going to be some keen competition. I'm looking at some of the timings of some of the athletes, the distances and so on. It's going to be very, very, very competitive. And I cannot reiterate how huge this is for Grenada and how much Grenada is a major stop now on the international track and field circuit. And the future for Grenada in terms of that is very, very, very promising. That, you know, in 2020 and beyond, that automatically people will be coming to Grenada, and Grenada could be the foundation of a Caribbean circuit for major international track and field meets. We should not, again, take those things lightly.
Indeed. Dexter, we'd like to thank you and Peter for being here. We've been speaking to Dexter Mitchell. He is the chairman
of the local organizing committee.
And Peter, I forgot your surname.
Steep.
Steep.
Yeah, Steep.
Yeah. Steep. Yes. That's a good name.
And another note, Sheldon.
Like the hills in St. George's.
You've been walking some of them, I see.
Let me just say this on another note. As a hard worker myself, and you know that, I'm a grown person, yeah. I beat the pavement and so on. Let me just say congratulations to all the winners on March 13th, which would have been last Tuesday. And it is a credit to the ground game. Do not take the ground game and do not take people for granted. To be successful at anything and to have success, you have to work very, very hard. I grew up with my grandparents, and they instilled that in me, that you can have anything you want to, you can be anything you want to be, but you have to work hard. And last Tuesday was a testament to hard work. I just wanted to make that point.
Indeed. Thank you so very much. Folks, we've been speaking on the Grenada Invitational. Remember, it's coming up. Dexter, the ticket locations?
You can get tickets at Duty Free Caribbean in St. George's, Grenada and Optical St. George's and Granance, Max's Bar in Grenville, and Venus Sports Bar on Wall Street. Also, GrenadaInvitational.com online, or go to FIT, the figure 2, go to FIT.com, and you can purchase your tickets online.
All right. Thank you very much. So, folks, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with Hard Talk.
Go to FIT.com, and you can purchase your tickets online.
All right.
What you come here for? All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Oh, you mean? That's right. This is our party. We having our time, don't stop we. Everybody breaking away. Strictly unity inside her. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent people. If you ever thinking evil, inside there is really not for you. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. You dress and you ready to party. Look, you have a knife from your belly. Rude boy, that is plain enough to see. You come here to kill somebody. It's time that you stop that nonsense. We come here to enjoy ourselves. Leave hatred right there on top the shelf. This party is no violence. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Na 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 na. Hey, yo. Na 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 na. Hey, yo. What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come?
All right, folks. So we are back. Yeah, the two hard talk, man. We're back again. I haven't been able to get an update yet as to. Oh boy, I know I. Okay, right, nice. Okay, wait. I got that message. Nice. Yeah. I haven't gotten an update as to what is taking place with the intercall games.
Yeah, I find you can. Yes, you are winning this morning.
I win. Wait a minute. No,
folks. Back in SAS.
Don't know. Listen, I just put on the shirt this morning. It's not that I'm backing any school.
Oh my God.
You all need to realize that I've been wearing polo shirts for the last few days. I did not put on this specifically to back any school. As I say, I back all. I'm in support of all. But PBC is blue too. Why didn't say them?
Well, yeah, PVC or SAS.
And they've been doing well.
Oh, yeah,
I was looking at the point standing, and Devon, the very sad thing that we have been saying, you look at the St. Andrew girls, the St. Joseph's Convent St. Andrew.
They're red like blood.
Yeah, and they've been out in front. But you know, it happens every other year. It happens that they're out in front, and then Anglican High School just decide. That's why we keep saying it's the winning mindset. They have to have that winning mindset, and that winning mindset is what is going to push them over. Once they have that winning mindset, we're going to take this year. We're going to win this year.
I think this one is for Skeeter, and this one is for the 4 St. Andrews ladies.
Yeah, come on, ladies. Yeah, you're allowed to do it. Yeah. I have nothing against Anglican High School, and I know when I'm passing down the road, I will get shooting at me and they will pelt me and thing, because I must pass shooter and teen. Well, not necessarily. I could pass over Monjalu and go. But anyway, it's easier to pass now.
But if it's the first time that I will openly back St. Andrew's Convent, and so because of the election results. So that's it.
Catch me up. No, I didn't put it on. I did not put this on to support any team. In fact, I'm going home and change, and if I put on white, they go say it's Anglican High School. I put on blue. Listen, let me get off this color thing.
I can't think. This morning I had red on one side, blue on the next side, and I is green. You understand? Convent in one area, and then SAS in the other area. Oh boy!
Yes, indeed.
It's fun. It's intercall. The final day today, day 3. Yeah. When the decisions will be made.
But the Carriacou and Petit Martinique schools, they are boxing, they're fighting, they're doing the thing, you know, don't count them out, they're up there in it.
Consistency over the last couple of years, man.
And just as we said, the Presentation Brothers College, they are up there as well. They've been doing excellent, so don't watch them like that. They're up there too.
It was a significant thing I know on Monday. One of the first gold medalists or the first gold medal, right, that was staying on in the stadium was from a school that you never used to hear about years ago in Intercall. Westmoreland Secondary right here. I mean, the young guy, I think was a junior.
Last year, remember they got the 100 meter.
Of course. But I mean, first gold medal up to the podium, Westmoreland Junior. High jump, and this young guy say he never trained to really think, and he went out there and did it.
So imagine if he trained.
Oh my God!
But that's what we've been saying. That the only thing lacking, we have the youth with they have the genetics, they have the physical ability, they have the training. Yeah, the only thing missing in some instances is the winning mindset. There has to be a mindset that we're going out and we're going to win. We're not leaving our school compound and go to the Grenada, the Karani James Athletic and Football Stadium to lose.
Nope,
We're
nope,
going
nope.
there to come back with the Intercol trophy. And if more schools adopt that winning mindset, you're going to see
Winners.
some keener competition. There was very keen
Winners.
competition. You're hearing some name calling the Boca.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, you haven't seen Boca
Yeah.
up and
The
so.
7-day school there, the 7-day.
7-day comprehensive in
Yeah. You're
St.
hearing
Patrick's.
names calling there.
Yeah.
You're hearing the little school in Pearls there, the Christian Academy.
You're hearing J.W. Fletcher
You're
Memorial.
hearing some names
that.
calling there that you
know?
usually don't hear.
Yeah.
And it is very instructive. Because remember, the children that go to the Christian Academy in Pearls have brothers and sisters who are attending SAS and who are on the SAS team. They come out of the same household, eating the same food,
Exactly.
and they're doing similar training in both of their camps.
Exactly. Rivalry, man. That's
But
where.
you
yeah.
realize that SAS dominates and the Christian Academy, well, the Christian Academy actually started dominating some things, because when it comes to football,
cricket,
and so on,
basketball.
man,
Yeah.
that little school. The only thing is that when it comes to the points, and some may say, well, okay, yes, but they're not winning. The thing is, when it comes to the points, remember, SAS and GBSS remain two of the most populated schools on the island. If I could remember from the data I'd seen before. GBSS has the largest pool of boys to choose from.
Yep.
It's always going to be difficult to match up to that.
Yes, to beat them. Yeah.
Because you have a 1500 meter and GBSS decided to throw in 3 boys in that. So they're getting 3 sets of points. And another school may only be able to send 1. Or may not even be able to send somebody in that event.
Exactly.
So it's difficult for them to match up. But if you're looking at the thing from a statistics level, you realize that the Grenada Christian Academy, if that's the proper name
Yes.
of the
Grenada
school,
Christian,
the school in
yeah.
Pearls there,
Yeah.
J.W. Fletcher Memorial and other schools have been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Wester Hall, I see you all make a little try
Very
this
impressed.
year. I still expect a lot more from the Wester Hall Secondary School.
Yeah, because they
Wester
laid a
Hall.
foundation very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. David's Catholic Secondary School, they continue to do well. And especially in the girls' division, they continue to do exceptionally well. Earlier, just remember Princey. Just remember the principal when you all go out on the field.
Yeah.
When you all go out on the
Tribute to
field,
her.
just remember the principal. You all dominated this thing for many, many years. And there's nothing stopping you all from coming and dominate it again.
Kinza. Yeah, whatever. I see you put up a whole line of SAS
SAS.
thing. It's alright. At the end of the day,
Ask
God
Kinza if
can
she used
see
to
you.
run for SAS.
You understand?
When the pop us at that thing, they used to run. Jamari not going SAS. Eh?
The prize
Right.
to the one who
You see the
earns
school they're talking about right above your coat? That is where Jamari going.
And if you go see me, you seen the green. Oh, let me take out that blue pen inside here. Put on hide that blue right there. It's
But
GBSS
I think outside of it, because I've been seeing a lot of the negative comments, a lot of the negative statements on social media and so forth in relation to certain aspects of the games. But I think what we need to do before we go to any of that is that we need to celebrate the fact that we have literally thousands of young people down at the Grenada National Stadium. Thousands of young people. On the track, we may have hundreds, but we'll have thousands of young people down at the Grenada National Stadium involved in a positive activity.
Oh, yeah.
And that is something that we need to look at and cherish. That Grenada is such a beautiful, peaceful place that we can have thousands of young people up there and not have to have the riot squad out in full gear.
Exactly. And as you mentioned that, I must...
We don't even have armed police officers in between the crowd and thing there.
And I must compliment the Royal Grenada Police Force for basically so far setting out a plan of action that would take control of the security and safety of the sport. Not just in the stadium, carrying the stadium, but around St. George's, right? The areas in which they expect young people to center around after the sports or during sports, that sort of thing. So they have been doing an excellent job. And guys, girls, you continue, right, to keep our young ones safe.
Yeah,
right?
You've been doing an excellent job through the election. Well, let's go back through the Christmas
Christmas
into the election. Intercall. We know the Grenada Invitational are coming up.
Yeah.
And we're pretty sure that when Carnival is launched on the 7th, you would have your Carnival plan in place already. We just Kinza behave. I know that you're laughing. When I see you laughing, I know it's going to be something.
Kinza joking something.
Let me say a special happy birthday to Ella Date. Usually I just call her Mama. Yeah, Mama, happy birthday to you. Yeah? You're touching some numbers there. I ain't gonna call your numbers on air and let everybody know what your age is now. But you're touching some numbers there, girl.
Happy
All I know is
birthday.
I passed them numbers a long time ago. But let's say a happy birthday to you and hope you have a wonderful one. Today is also Hamlet Mark's birthday. So let me say a very special happy birthday to our good friend Hamlet. Hope he has a wonderful one today as well. Yeah, I wonder which school Hamlet went to. I don't know if he's a SAS boy or MBC.
I'm not sure if he's a SAS.
Or if he's a GBSS boy. I don't think Hamlet is a GBSS. Must ask Hamlet that question.
Yeah.
I never hear him rep in a school.
No.
Strange. Hamlet is a real different creature.
He's a whole different creature for himself. But
I know a good friend Keisha. I know Keisha is St. Joseph's Convent, St. Andrew. So I can imagine Keisha right
and
now.
She read
yeah,
like...
Keisha. Keisha, they go girls!
Yeah.
Go girls!
And our Honorable Minister, Skeeter.
Yes, Skeeter put on she read this morning.
She had no choice. I mean, she's one of the motivators.
When it comes to
has been.
Once it's Paradise,
yeah.
or St. Joseph's Convent, St. Andrew, Skeeter did that. So outside of them, I know that Honorable Delma Thomas, she'll be repping her SAS. Yeah, she'll be repping her SAS. They heavy this morning.
And Honorable Emmeline Pierre.
Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford, she read this morning, boy.
Yes,
she'll be in her head. St. Joseph Convent, St. Andrew.
And they're doing so good. That will even stimulate a lot. Imagine
I've heard much of
Grenville
Secondary School.
Well,
I've heard much about them. And for a school that's situated between SAS and St. Joseph Convent, I know you all have the ability.
Yeah, they're under pressure too.
Let's got to know if the problem is coaching and thing. I will organize some people for Uno. Yeah, let me know if if the equipment, that is minor thing. I just making 2 calls in the States and you're getting that. Yeah, because I want you all to be punching at a bigger weight as well. I want to hear you all name calling every 2 minutes. Yeah, like back in the days with Judd.
With Judd, I mean, when Judd was there and with
Judd Cadet, or president of our Utah.
Yep, he made a real impression, with that school. You know? And so, but hey.
I know myself and Senator Cox had a talk about how to improve the already improved with Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Yeah, with Bishop's College and Hillsborough Secondary. Yeah, we have a plan. The door and Carriacou coming down.
It would be really nice I one day, and I know it'll happen, that Carriacou, that Intercall trophy, will be on either an Osprey going up or the plane going up.
Now we'll leave it on Osprey. The plane can't hold too much. We want real hands on it when it coming up. Yes. But it's a wonderful thing. I know that the Honorable Kendra Matthew and Stewart, she's down here. I am positive she's here. They're cheering on Carriacou and Petit Martinique athletes together with Senator Cox. I show you down here. I know you. Nolan, I know you. There's no way you will be up in Carriacou there. If you're in Carriacou, you're coming down today. And, I show on that.
And I know how the college down here too. The other Cox, what's her name? I always forget her name. Our good friend, she's at GIS.
At GIS? Yes. Oh, no, not Cox. You're talking about Wendy Edmond. Yeah, she's across there as well. Yeah. But it's wonderful, folks. We're going to open the phone lines. 440-7377 and the overseas number
347-329-3101.
Yeah, we're going to open the phone lines to you all. Yeah, give us a little buzz and let us know what's going on. Yeah. Intercall, it's topical. It's what is happening on the Isle of Spice. And just remember, 5 years ago, we couldn't be having this discussion about having ESPN in Grenada because ESPN would not have come in what we had there.
No.
We could not have been having this discussion. Now, it shows the insight. It shows the forward thinking of Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and the new National Party team to be able to foresee that these things could be happening in Grenada. 15, 20 years ago, We couldn't be speaking of having an event like the Grenada Invitational.
At all.
We couldn't be speaking about that. Yeah? No. We can not only be speaking about the Grenada Invitational, but as Peter said, no, not Peter David. Peter Steep.
Peter Steep.
Yeah, from ESPN. Yeah. As Peter said, now it's up to the standard that they're looking at the possibility now of, if there are other events in Grenada, that they would be able to cover. We've got a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
I don't know
That's
where you're
why we
trained down
thank God for Dr. Keith Mitchell and his team.
Yes, my
We
dear.
have a lovely stadium.
Yeah.
Bye. Have
Yes,
a good
indeed.
day, guys.
All right,
Okay.
my
Who
dear.
you backing in that call?
GVSS
Thank
and
you.
high school.
Thank you. Tanking
Bye.
bullets.
You see me, I ain't in this thing asking. You could ask your one thing I ask everybody.
You can be the whole
Go
body.
and joke your melee and all that. And then tomorrow he and Nazim go come here and want me go and play the prize to the one who earns it. Me, I'm not playing it.
A joking thing with veal.
Hiding it, not playing it.
With veal and Rodel date. I want to hear all you now. That is too sass, you know.
I hope when the students from Bishop's College call and start to sing their school song that all you could handle it. All right. Nice. Okay, I just saying. All right.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, City Sound.
Well, you're live on the
You're live on the program.
I'm not there. Hello, good morning.
You're live on the program,
Good
my dear.
morning.
Go right
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, I would like you all to do something for me, please.
Sure.
That to be a little more explicit with the people concerning that our minister in Sotes. Yeah. That he explained to the people that he did not leave the party. He said that he would not be in any ministerial thing. They're just going all around saying that one leave the party already. Be a little more explicit to the ignoramus people, please. Thank you.
All right, my
You're
dear.
most welcome. We will do
Let's
so.
put it plainly.
Yes.
In 2016, I was asked to step aside from a senatorial position to carry out some other duties. At that point in time, I did not leave the party. If anybody could tell, that's when I became more involved in the political work of the party. We had MP Honorable Alexandra Otway Noel. She resigned her position as a government minister but never left the party. In fact, throughout the election campaign and before, Alex was right around tech and tech in everything. One's saying simply that they would not seek, and let's be very careful, what Honorable Anthony Boson has said is that he would not seek a position within cabinet. That doesn't mean that he still wouldn't end up with a position in cabinet. No, we need to be careful with our language here. He said he would not seek. In other words, it is absolutely necessary. It was the case in 1999, it was the case in 2013, and it's the case now, that you must have persons to form the Public Accounts Committee and they cannot be a cabinet minister. Also, you have to have someone who will be deputy speaker, and that person as well cannot be a cabinet minister. So it is impossible for all 15 persons to carry ministerial portfolios. 3 persons must opt to not carry, if necessary, opt out of carrying ministerial portfolios. So what Honorable Anthony Boson has said is that he is willing to be one of those 3 persons. But it's still up to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister may say, look, Tony, yes, you're opting out. You're giving me the opportunity, to ease it up on me now, that, look, instead of having to find 3, I just have to find 2. I can say, okay, you're not going to be part of it. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have to be part of it. The Prime Minister could decide, what are you talking, man? I go down and put you in this ministry. I need you there for the next 3-4 years. I need you in this ministry. You're telling me about you ain't going and do. Exactly. It is still up to the Prime Minister to make that decision. He may sit with Anthony Boson and say, listen, I heard what you said. Nice, all well and good. But these 3 persons are okay. They're going to be the backbenchers. And I would like to see you do A, B, or C. Yeah, he has not resigned. But remember, you have a group of desperate people who have lost last week and they're hurting. And we understand their hurt. And we embrace them as good Christians, as human beings, we embrace them. We understand their hurt, but we will not stand by and let them tell lies and allow the lies to flow. Yeah? We want to embrace you. You must hug a member of the NDC today. Don't let the week finish without you hugging some members of the NDC. Embrace them. Bring them closer. Do what Skeeter did. Yeah? Bring them closer. We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My friend.
What I'm about to say may not participate in the conversation, right? But I was a NDC during the campaigning time, and the minister of St. John's, this year lose his seat. I heard people complaining about him like terribly, and it's really not nice. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you. We're listening to you.
Okay, then there's this one instance where and actually on Facebook I see most of the stuff people expressing themselves, where there's this one man who is still living on the property, and then I think the man didn't vote for him, so now he asked him to leave. There's another woman again, he claiming that TV sour stop, and because they didn't vote for him, he's like a lot of drama going on now.
And that's the NDC candidate?
Yes, that's the NDC candidate from St. John's.
Oh dear.
Mr. Vincent.
But why is that necessary? People have their, I mean, listen, I don't care what political party somebody supports. And everybody knows me. That's the way I am. I would want people to support my party. But what's wrong if a person supports the NDC? If a person supports the NDC, then that person believes they see something in the NDC that they like, and you can't upset with them with that. And the same thing with if somebody supports the NNP. You can't be upset with a person for voting for the NNP and you just want to be spiteful towards them. Because if you love your party, and let me say that to the NDC candidate in St. John, if he loves his party, he's doing them a disservice by acting like that.
Yes, that's true. I am telling you, I was an NDC, and then when I seen all that, I'm like, well, if he didn't win his seat, if he had really won election, what would have happened?
And that is exactly how everybody would be viewing it. It's terrible. And I would think that if he loves his party, if he loves the NDC, he would cease from that type of behavior.
Well, I really hope somebody talk to him, because he's going all out, like he's seeking revenge on people. He's like in rage. I want to know personally, if that man had won his seat, what is it would have been the outcome of people who did not vote for him.
But the next thing is, how does he know who vote for him and who don't vote for him? You know, sometimes you're looking at a person, they're following the other side in every rally, every meeting, everything. And you know, when they go into that little polling station there and they go inside the thing and they watch the thing, sometimes they say, you know, I will give this man a chance, man. I will give him a chance. And they put the X next to who you never expect them to put it next to. So how is he sure?
That's true.
How is he so sure that the people that he's getting on with this type of behavior with, how is he so sure that these people have not voted for him? There's no way of you knowing who a person vote for. Even if the person tell you sometimes they ain't telling you the truth. There's no way that you can know that person A voted for me or person B voted for the other side. So why behave like that?
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. But again, I'm begging somebody, please, to that man, because either he could run mad or he could do something from the look of things.
Oh dear.
Yes.
All right, my dear.
That is sad.
Well, I'd like to thank you so very much for your call.
All right.
All right. Have a good day.
No, but and then, brother, you have to look at your health too, because when you carry a lot of hate, anger, and viciousness towards people, you run your blood pressure up, and that could affect different things. Yeah. Try and calm down, and try and assess. In fact, I ain't getting political advice.
And advice to my goodly brother, from one GBSS guy to another GBSS guy. It is time to relax, right? Rest and relax. The election campaign is over. We have to live with each other, boss, right?
But then remember, we got a little snapshot of it with the behavior just before the election by that same candidate.
Yeah.
When he cussed up the policeman, but did not make poll.
Yeah. So
So we got a little snapshot of that behavior.
It be something that affecting him that bad that he's reacting.
And as the caller said, it says a lot about the individual themselves. And if they had been given the opportunity, the viciousness that they would have eliminated certain people with.
And they would have had.
And when we say eliminate, we mean kill. We mean get rid of them from the job and the opportunities and that sort of thing.
And they would have had the power of the state. You see?
If it's an NNP candidate that was going around doing that kind of thing, now watching people and say, don't vote for me, I would speak out against it.
Of course.
I would speak out. Once I have facts to substantiate that is taking place, I would have speak out. But I know my candidates, they have time for that kind of thing.
I had so much of fun rejoicing now. I had time for that. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Quite fine.
Not too bad.
Yes, Sheldon. Everything good with you?
Yes, man.
Yes. Since after the election, you look at the state level, the kind of work I do, But like some people can't come to terms to understand exactly what is going on. I mean, it's a democratic process which took place, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's over with, and these are the results. And some people still failing to accept because the result is not in their favor.
Well,
I just cannot understand. And when you ask questions, some people just angry. What you angry about? And see, you go see what happened. You go see this. Why you wishing? Why you making a bad comment? Because if you say you're gonna make a bad comment, you go see what happened. This gonna happen. That all bad comment. Are you saying in the same country? Yeah. Then if it's gonna happen to me, it's gonna happen to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, whatever is going to happen to me is going to happen to you.
Yep.
It is a very sad story. I mean, people have to come to terms to understand everything has it's part of life and we have to accept it. The people have spoken. People have spoken. I mean, what else you want? What else you want?
Well,
but my brother, I blame not the rank and file members of the NDC. I love them. I have no problem with them. Who wants to hate me could hate me, but I love them. But I blame the leadership or lack thereof for giving them the impression that they would win the election. That's the first thing, because due to that, they have broken the spirit and broken the heart of the average NDC supporter to the point of their leadership told them that they're winning. They told them 13 seats out of 15. They said it over and over and over and with conviction.
What is the formula they're using to get that?
The pollster that gave them that information should never ever work in polling again. I better not be the local one. So
you have something they call algebra, but they didn't get algebra, malgebra. that's the thing that they get. They get malgebra.
Sheldon, I think I made it a couple of times. I make a mention of it. That the collapse then of the NDC, and that has that mental effect on the new voters. And if they continue to go down the same line which they are going down today, the new voters will be coming along in the next 5 years will have the same negative impact which you currently heard from you could safely say was there, and now she made a comment. What is going to happen with the gentleman? Be checking on that mental effect on the younger ones, because what are you doing to get the people on your side? I mean, 5 years you hardly get anything major.
Well, here's the other problem here. I was listening to Dum Dum this morning, and listening to him and hearing the nonsense that was being spoken, I believe that the NDC continues to line themselves up for another 19-0. This time is a 19-0 to get in. If they continue with that mindset, when one has failed at an endeavor, one needs to look at why they failed in a serious, truthful, and realistic manner. Not try to blame everyone but themselves. When Patrick Manning lost the election in 2010, the first speech he delivered at Balizé House, he took full responsibility. He said, Patrick Manning, Augustus Mervyn Manning, right, I am responsible. He took full blame and responsibility for what happened.
And
you're not seeing that in Grenada. But you're not seeing that in Grenada. You're not seeing it here.
That is my disappointment. You see, It is not me, or we. It is the future of the country, and we have to lead by example. Are we not doing it? We not doing it, because even today we still hearing blame this, blame that, blaming the NNP. But what do you do to win? How do you market your party?
But
it's a business.
Additional to that, the other problem here is this. Right now, you're hearing every reason why they lost and they couldn't win. But they wasn't saying that a week and some ago. They were saying they're winning. And they weren't speaking to all these things and saying, well, this happened and that happened and the other happened. But now, all of a sudden, so if they knew that as a party back then and they didn't do anything about it, so we put our economy in their hand where they know that something would happen in the future and they wouldn't do anything about it, just let it happen, to blame somebody?
But you spoke about the economy there, Sheldon. I hope and I don't want to stay on the program until it's finished, yeah? But I'm saying that you heard a lot of promises want to, bring back the free school book, free barrel.
But how you could bring back something that's already there?
Marisho Community College, free education, whatever it is, right? You are telling us you're going to do this, fine. Then you come and you're going to reduce on tax, fine. But you're not telling us where you're going to get the money.
But
yeah, and then you saying NNP had handout. I mean, indirectly, it is the same phrase of English.
But here's what. What I'm saying is this. You do not, oh God, every time I go to do this, I believe I'm giving advice to them, and I really don't want to give advice. But for the good of the country, you do not take the intelligence of the average Grenadian for granted. Do not believe that people, because they never went to secondary school, that they're stupid. Do not believe that only because people went to secondary school and they didn't go to university that they're stupid. Do not think because a guy is driving a bus. I have a partner driving a bus right now and he have university degree. The guy's a qualified accountant and he's driving bus right now. That's just what you want to do, so he's driving bus right now. Not that he can't find a job. Yeah, and he held really high jobs before. Do not look at a person and think that the person's stupid just because of who they are, where they're from, or what they're doing. That is the mistake that the NDC continues to make.
Yeah.
Their aloof behavior. They look at you and they think of you as nobody. So who is you? You listen. Listen.
And I want to thank you so much that I was a quiet guy all the time, but I don't know what Sheldon did to me to come and speak.
No, you have to talk.
People. I don't know what I told Andrew today. I don't know. And Sheldon is some kind of mentor to me. What it is, God knows. And I really do thank you. You get me speaking here.
No problem, brother.
Thank you so much,
No problem.
And also there are a lot of NNP silent people there. You guys need to come out and speak. There is nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you get your act together and say what's proper. You don't need to, bring down call anybody's name. Just be careful of what you say and how you say it in a respectful way. You may have a lot of contribution to make, and a lot of people do. Because when they meet me, I heard you saying this. I say, why do you not say something?
Well, here's the thing,
Yeah.
You look at the thousands of parents around the island who would have received books under the school book program, and you tell them that they did not receive books under the school book program. They're going to say, well, you think they're stupid. Ain't it? Because the book program is existing. It continues. But you look at these parents and you tell them, oh, they didn't get any books. When the parents know they get a book. You look at 2,000 people who were sent home from the Imani program, stripped of receiving any money on a monthly basis, had courts come back and take fridge and TV, embarrass them in front of their neighbors, had Nawasa come and cut off the water, had Grenlec come and cut off the electricity. 2,000 people went through that, and you watch them and tell them they lie, you never send them home. What do you expect to happen to you?
Too much excuses, man. Too much excuses. It is
not
not rising. It has the best thing. Go back to drawing board.
The plain outright lies.
Clean your slate and come again. That is my best advice. Because Grenada needs, always a good of everybody.
All right, my brother.
Everybody has a good contribution to make. Come forward and don't stay away and then keep talking and don't make it. Come out and speak and say what you have to say and help your country.
Okay, my brother. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
All right. Beautiful.
Bye-bye.
Sheldon, I've been sitting here and just saying something that you guys, the leadership of NDC, need to understand. Instead of you crying, you saying all kind of thing about, this happened and this happened. What you have to understand, because you are incompetent, because you have not set out a proper agenda, because you are not prepared to govern, the Grenadian persons, right, rejected you. They did it in 1999 when NDC was in a mess. They did it in 2013 when NDC was in a mess. And they did it in 2018 when NDC is still in a mess. Now, how you guys expect to ask the Grenadian people why they did such a thing? Look at yourself. Are you prepared to govern? I don't think so.
We have a caller.
Good morning.
Sheldon.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Devon.
Good morning,
Morning.
sir.
Sheldon, I have a correspondent.
You go ahead.
Now the election bacchanal die away. So listen to what Haru have to say. It's a monkey business in politics. And easy people does get elects. If it is, wherever we must go is back to the land. We all must go to build a strong and better nation. We need unification. So put your hand inside my hand. Let us build a better land. Come on, brothers, come on, sisters. Let us build Grenada together. Sheldon.
Yeah, man, we're going to record that tomorrow.
I have seen a lot of years going with the NNP. I have been with the NNP for the last few years, maybe 15, 20 years maybe. And I've seen Grandans area flooding. The drainage needs regular attention. I don't think the governments of the day usually give Grandans too much attention in terms of the infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And the drains and everything's supposed to be tight. The drain's supposed to be rebuilt and everything else. Before a rain comes, a heavy rain comes, we have flooding, and that has looked so bad. I think there is some kind of mechanism should be taking place to develop this area, because this is the hotel belt. And when tourists come, they need to see the place beautified. Now, I saw something one day going down to Grandad, and I'm glad there was no NDC activist who saw it. I alone was passing. I was going to Flamboyant to drop somebody. The rain came, and the rain just over, and this tourist lady was coming up by the Blue Horizon area. And there was some dog dung on the grass. You know, the grass was wet. And as she stepped she right foot, she split 1 foot in front, one behind, and I could see the pain on this lady's face. Now, this grass should not be there in a tourist resort area, because you tell Grenadians, you tell the tourists, Grenada is a safe haven. Come to Grenada and enjoy the fun in the sun. And when they come to walking on grass and falling, that is out of order. This place was supposed to be concrete and create a walkway for the tourists so they have a safe place to walk. So I would like to see the Grandlands area, what we call the tourist belt, all the road paved smooth and nice, the drainage looking decent, so tourists could smile when they see it. And I would like to see the tongue of all the streets in St. George's paved during this, because I think this 5 years is a special 5 years for the NNP. It's a blessed 5 years, and I think I want to see them make a big push into the development of this country. And may God bless you and Hard Talk. And I always say, you think Cass could have an amazing drink? One is amazing for that. And I don't know what you did to get him on your team, but you're a special guy, boy. I tell you, you have some fellas, they must call, and they must come with you, Zingo and Fluffy and guys. Hey, thank God for all the guys, and thank God for the victorious people amidst the NNP party. And I pray that, and I pray, Sheldon, I was praying whole time for the election. I tell God, I tell God, we cannot have this guy as leader in this country, because you don't like people. And if you don't like people, you're not supposed to be in politics. Politics is all about people. And if you don't like people, you can't do well in politics. So may God bless this country, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Matnik. I also like to give kudos to the young lady who did so very well in Carriacou, even the guy who lost, because they both are young people, and we need to give them some blessings. We need to give some kudos, because we need them in the future, because when we go on, they have to take up from where we left off. So we can't really stifle them down. We have to big them up. So may God bless everybody. May God bless Dr. Mitchell and his NNP team, and may God bless the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Matnik. Continue with your hard talk, partner. Don't let me get soft at all.
No problem.
Respect.
Yes, folks. And the overseas number, sorry, I realize several of you have called, and because we're on other calls, Mr. I'm going to give you the priority if you call now.
Yeah, 347.
Whoever calls on the overseas line, we're going to give you priority if you call now. But Devon, it's I can't understand that somebody believes that they're so much more intelligent than you, that they can watch you and lie to your face and expect you to have to believe their lie, even though their lie is about you and you know better. So that's why I have my problem when I hear them speaking about, oh, they're going to restore the school book program. When the school book program was now removed, it's there.
It's there.
When they try to convince the elderly who water they cut off and who they take off the public assistance, that they never do anything like that. And these elderly people, some of them are still alive, and their children and their friends and their family are still alive, and they know that you did it to them. And they're sitting there and you're trying to tell them that that never happened. You expect these people to go and put an X next to you?
When you watch them in your face and you lie to them just like that?
Why you all think what happened to you, and then they're calling for civil disobedience and this kind of nonsense, this kind of stupid behavior? There's not the time for that. Look what just happened in Antigua. Yeah. They're swearing in the Prime Minister again right now.
What was the results?
The results, 15 out of 17 again.
Wow.
They increased it by 1. It was 14, and then the
14,
UPP,
3.
the Antigua Labour Party, they had 14. The other party, that would be the United Progressive Party,
UPP.
They had 3. I believe that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 3. It has gotten to the stage now that the Antigua Labour Party has increased by 1. They have increased by 1 seat. The UPP,
who had 3,
they only have 1.
So they have 1, and the other one.
And the other seat has gone to the Barbuda Independent Movement, or some party, Barbuda Movement or something, on the island of Barbuda. Now, if you understand politics, you would have expected the 2 results that came out there, the one with the UPP getting 1, and the other, the seat that the UPP got was held by, it's a seat that Maxine, oh boy, I'm trying to remember her exact name, but she was the leader she was part of the UPP. She left the UPP and formed her own party. And then she ran for that seat again. And what has happened is that she pulled enough votes from the UPP that the Antigua Labour Party took the seat.
Because they held the base.
Yeah. So while part of the base of the UPP in that particular seat was held, she took so much votes out of it that it ended up being a situation that the Antigua Labour Party won that seat, right? She didn't have enough weight on her own to take the seat, but the Antigua Labour Party took that seat. Then in Barbuda, remember, Barbuda is the island that's evacuated, that there was nobody. I don't know if they let anybody return now, but there was nobody living on that island. So everybody was moved off of that island and sent to live in Antigua. And as such, there was a sort of shift away from the Antigua Labour Party, because some people did not like the way that they were treated after and up to now since the hurricanes, and voted against the government. And it's the first time, in fact, that anyone has won the island of Barbuda by such a significant margin. The chap that won there, he won by 100 votes. Now, if you look at their constituencies, it's not no large thing. It's like a 900 there, 1,000 there, and that kind of thing. No, Carriacou is much larger than some of theirs. Some of theirs, way less people than what you're hearing. You're seeing one candidate get 700 and something, and one get 800 and something. And so in Carriacou, you're talking 1,000 and 1,000 and 4,000 registered voters. And so some of their constituencies are not even close to that. But Barbuda was lost 2 elections ago by the Antigua Labour Party by exactly 1 vote. It was won by the Antigua Labour Party in the election prior to this one by 1 vote. And it was lost by them by 100 votes this time. And it had a lot to do with what took place after the hurricane. Yeah, so once you're following regional politics, you know these things. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, quite fine.
First, I would like to say congratulations on the victory. I listened to some talking heads the other day said that the losing party needed to call them and congratulate them or thank them for something, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. If this is a basketball game or a football game and you lost twice in a row in the playoffs and you got swept twice, I think the only people you would keep on the team is probably the owner and the manager, if that much. The star player might get a seat. But when you have lost twice in a row, 15-0, first thing you cannot say is your party is. Secondly, when 20,000 people do not vote, you can't say those people supported the losing. Those people agreed that the party in power stay in power. That's why they didn't vote. Mm-hmm. Thirdly, when your party has less people in its base than the winning party, it is not in your best interest to suppress the vote. When you campaign solely negatively for 5 years without telling the Grenadian people what you're willing to do for them and improve their lives, you will suppress the vote, and you're most likely going to lose. It is very interesting to hear how divisive, how negative the campaign was, and actually still continues to be, because the election has been over a week now, and you still hear purely negative coming from this particular side of the fence. What I would like to know is, if it didn't work for the first 2 times, do they really think it's going to work a third time?
But they say, what is the definition of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result?
Yeah, see, that's what I thought too, because I looked it up and there's a word for that. What is it called again?
What's that?
Crazy,
insanity?
Mad.
So I was told that I'm putting on a fake accent and trying to act intelligent. And all I was trying to do was interject some sanity and say, brother, you do realize when you take a line of reasoning that tells people to not vote for a person, but does not encourage the person at the same time to vote for you and give them reasons to do that, you know you're going to suppress the vote. This year the vote was suppressed by 17%. How does that work? I do not understand. Yet, literally the day after, you're hearing things about, if they want job, they vote for NNP, let them go ask NNP for job, and it's like, but so you're going to continue to divide our people. Do you want us to become like the violent countries in the Caribbean that kill each other and chop up each other because of elections? Is that what you're trying to get Grenada to? We're a small country. Almost everyone here is related. Why would you try to divide us by people to kick their children out the house and don't hire people and break up with your lovers? That doesn't make sense to me. And then after that, talking about, we should all unite and get along. You're talking out both sides of your mouth, and you can't have it both ways. Mm-hmm. People, I was very happy with this election result, only for the fact that it seemed like we as a people have actually started to mature and grow. There was a time when this type of negativity would have won the day, and we would have lost probably 15-0. Mm-hmm. Because it seemed like we were leaning towards our petty and our more, vulgar side. And this election showed that we are actually maturing. We were actually willing to make decisions in our best interest. Not because it's the best thing in the world. However, it's better than the negative you're giving me, brother.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's better than the negativity you're giving me. It's very difficult to maintain that. Mm-hmm. Hope is easy to maintain. Light is easy to maintain. Darkness is very, very hard to maintain. So, again, congratulations on the 15. I hope that, I pray that with some good stewardship and actually getting involved, because that's what I'm trying to do. I would like to actually get more involved, because if you're standing on the outside, you can talk all you want. You cannot make the food taste better. You're just making noise. So, last time, congratulations and Godspeed.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
One love.
Yes, indeed. 4407377 and the overseas number
8347-329-3101.
We're going to give some of you on the overseas line the priority. We're going to hold on the local and give you a little priority, because we know you've been trying to get through and you didn't get through, so we can give you the priority.
A little bit of humor. Somebody told me yesterday, they see a whole set of ex-NDC candidates and so in the stadium. So I was asking, what are they doing there? Like the second day, man tell me, you have some empty seats, they're looking for one.
You all just have no chill. Let Let's move past that.
They couldn't go today because today would have full up. Today would have been like March 13th.
Let me say, oh gosh, boy.
I just had to see that.
No chill. Oh, man.
Oh, by the way, Sheldon, if anyone is hearing us out there, and if you are in the park, could you give us an update as to the score that what is going on in Intercall, please?
What I can say is that Kikum Jenny has gone back down to yellow.
To yellow.
It's long enough after election.
Yes. He really went back down to yellow.
Yeah. So NADMA has issued a message there, not an alert, because yellow is the normal state, it's restive state.
Yes.
So Kikum Jenny has reverted to the alert level yellow. It's come off from the orange, right?
It gives us
everything back to normal.
Yeah, everything back to normal. The hidden intention was to let Grenadians know that you went to orange because you just had to move away from yellow around that time. It was dangerous.
No chill.
Anybody with scores, Intercall, give us a call. So
I have to say this though, that I think the last caller was spot on. The negative campaigning does not work.
It can't work.
That's why the UPP in Antigua is in the situation they are in right now. They threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at Gaston Brown and his wife, who was also a successful candidate. They threw everything at them. And you see what the result was? They're lucky they get one seat. If was not for Joanne Messiah, got a name, Josanne Messiah, who left the UPP, formed her own party, and then ran back in that seat and drew enough votes away from the UPP, it would have been a total whitewash. It would have been a total whitewash of the UPP. And that's what negative campaigning gets you. Trinidad, they ran a really negative campaign against Keith Rowley. Look what happened. And it goes, they ran a negative campaign against the Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness. It does not work.
Ralph Gonzalez.
It does not work.
And to those
where Zingo is saying call him, and by that I think that means Zingo in the snow, I feel.
Zingo is shoveling out.
That maybe means Zingo back in the snow. Good morning to you, Najuma. Hope you're having a wonderful day today.
Hi Naju.
I hope you're having a wonderful day today.
Good morning to you.
So you on the live a little earlier. I'm not sure if you're still there, but hope you have a wonderful day today.
That's one beautiful young lady. Oh, she's so sweet.
Good thing is your relative.
Yeah, good thing is my cousin, blood related. So I'm watching all those who watching. I'm watching you,
Watching.
All those of you who watching, I'm watching you.
Anyway, Najuma, we hope you have a wonderful day today.
I got your back, baby. I got your back. You know that. And and for all those who talking about Grenadians go back to the Stone Age and we believe in one party thing, I keep telling you all, incompetence. If you don't have competent leaders, to run this country, like NDC is a bunch of incompetent persons. Once you're in the game and you cannot match up, you will not get recognized.
Let me ask this. And we asked this question several times before the election. I'll ask it now after the election. But who wanted their constituency to be the one in opposition with nobody at the table to talk for them in the cabinet with oil dollars coming?
Them.
I want to seriously, which constituency wanted to be the one in opposition with oil dollars coming and no opportunity for anybody in cabinet? So when they come and they say housing, and we say, okay, we're going and build 2,000 houses, and you're looking for the 2,000 houses now, and everybody say, well, I want my share, and nobody there to say, well, and you feel somebody else going to look out for you, they go hedge their bets, they go say, well, I'm taking care of my own. If you have somebody there, they will get back up.
Exactly.
But nobody wanted to be in that position, and you cannot fault people for wanting to be in that situation. Even before the petrodollars start to flow, you're seeing improvements in the economy, you're seeing improved tourism and so on. Then you have sporting events like the Grenada Invitational, which are going to continue to bring more and more persons onto the island, expose Grenada more, and increase our tourism product, and also increase our agricultural output to meet the increased number of visitors on the island, and also assist with the transportation system and all that kind of thing. Good. Wait call already. Wait and second. Wait call him one time.
Wait, and so watch when you call, boy. Think I get sweet tooth, you know.
Where they make no joke, boy. We call one time. But yeah, so which constituency would I really want to be in opposition at this point? You can't fault people for having sense.
Exactly. Every Grenadian wants to see growth.
Yeah.
Right? And they already saw who was delivering. Would they go to somebody who's not delivering? Would turn back the clock? No. We passed that stage already. You understand? We were taught that when there is a good thing going on, you don't touch it, you don't break it. You understand? You keep moving. I just want to inform the persons around the Grambra, Ford, Telescope areas, Grenville areas, right? And on Sunday the 25th of March, there will be a kite flying competition, okay? Right at the Ford Pasture. It's organized by the preschool in Ford. And so there are lots of attractive prizes and so for the loudest kite, the highest flying kite, and everything like that. Medal presentation.
As long as
it starts.
they're taking down the kite after that's how noisy it is.
Oh yeah, they can't leave it up. They can't leave it up. And the medal presentations for the sports and so will be held at 5 p.m. So hey, come out and support. There'll be drinks and eats on sale. Come out and support. Okay.
All right. I think we have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Okay, we lost that one. Yeah, 4407377. Give us a call. We're going to be taking your calls. All right, nice. Yeah, $125 million water project grant.
Yes, grant, not money to pay back, grant.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
Oh, how everything?
Quite fine.
Yeah, Sheldon, I want to say, yesterday I was listening to sports, and I say, Lord, like the school is St. Andrews to go win the sport. So at the same time, that takes me back to the four ladies that win the city in girls.
Which school in St. Andrews are going? Which one?
How are you so?
Yeah.
You hear me properly.
Hello? Okay, now you making a mistake there because you're listening to the radio.
Yeah.
So you know what will happen when you're listening to the radio. Yeah? 4407377. Once you're listening to the radio, you know what will happen.
Yes, 347-329-3101. I'm pleased, I'm appealing to anyone out there who have the latest code of the intercall. Let us know.
All right, let's take a call on the overseas line.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The man trying to tell all you St. Joseph Content go win. That's what the man trying to tell all you.
Why did he had asking man which one is St. Andrews school? You understand?
It's a convent.
Red.
Trying to say.
Rah.
What you gotta understand is GBSS all the way.
What is school?
Close.
Boy, you get quite in New York. And I ask you to school. Oh.
I'm looking online.
It was like 2:30. 2:30. In front. That was the last thing I see. But what? I run away. I come in the house.
You get the thing?
I go my thing on out. Boy, I go my thing on out. So work done for the day.
Lord have his mercy.
You must have some behavior,
I'm going to call one of my drivers now and give him a whole workload.
I want
too much snow, I can't drive.
The little butler thing is compliments Isaiah, eh?
Compliments Isaiah,
yes.
I give Isaiah my thanks.
Yes, man.
Isaiah go send him something beautiful. And a matter of fact, I'll bring it myself.
Just come and see him. Just come and see him when you come, that's all. He's a little rasta man.
All right, my brother.
Yes. I go call you off the air. You go tell me what you like. I'll bring it myself.
Yeah.
Hey, sir.
Well, fella, I'm holding up. I'm bringing on they call it an igloo of snow for you, and I come.
Yeah, right.
But keep all your
one of them glass globe thing and shake up.
The snowfall yesterday. I was outside all day yesterday. I went in about 2 in the afternoon, or 3 o'clock. I reached there and I went in, drink a cup of tea, and take a rest. I wake up this morning 3:30 and go outside about 4:15, and snow practically up to my knee.
I don't know why you all want to live in an uncertain place. Come to Grenada and relax. Sunshine and rain every day.
If there is a way, or you could expand the land of spice,
probably bring in Pity Matnik and Karakou and join it.
Yeah, we start.
And go back over, take back Tobago, bring it in and join it, take some of the Grenadines, Isla Roon, Idika, all them little places and join it. A lot of you will come back.
No, you have enough room as it is.
But numbers of us that's outside of Grenada, plus with children, oh God, we're going to put in all of we.
You know what? Or let's stay out there. Stay out there, what you call the diaspora, or let's stay there and let us enjoy ourselves.
Next thing I hear they say they discover a new aqua city. You don't need to realize Greater Karakou and Pity Matnik gone down under the ocean.
And we don't want to all come and kind of contaminate the politics, because you see who all voting Trump.
Listen, what people I've been saying this since the campaign, not mean to take up too much time. I know you guys have to go. Since the campaign, before the actual voting process, I've been telling people, if they vote Trump in office, ain't nobody more stupid than Trump. And putting Trump in the White House make Trump the most dangerous man in the world, more dangerous than the devil, and they've seen it now.
Well, my brother,
right now,
he's another human being. He needs a chance,
and he'll be winning a second term. Anyway, later, bye. All right, later wait. No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you what's going to happen in the U.S. politics. I'm telling you.
The way it's going, if the Democrats don't come up with a formidable candidate,
who gonna beat him?
Well, it depends. I mean, a number of persons. I mean,
man can win a second term. Yeah, I'll live with him for a second term. Take what I I'll live with him for a second term.
Well, no, I don't say so. But anyhow, that's their thing. So we win it 15 seats twice. We're going to live with the new National Party for our next 15, 20 years.
Let me say, I believe that, and this is something that I realize a particular political party seems to be against. A particular political party seems to be okay with you making those, and when I say you, I'm speaking about Grenadians in the diaspora, those of you in the UK, Canada, the US, Mexico, wherever. There's a particular political party that's okay with you sending your money to support their radio programs.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay with you sending your money to support their political organization. They're okay with you sending barrels and sending boxes to assist them personally or to assist members of their organization or their family. But they are totally against you, a born Grenadian, being able to come home and cast a ballot for a political party that you support. What does that tell you about them? So they're okay with you sending money. They'll give a count and say send money to them. They're okay with you packing barrels of stuff and send to them for them to distribute, whether it's back to school or Christmas hamper or anything like that. They're okay, and I'm not speaking to the NNP here. But they're not okay with you being part of the political process here in Grenada. And they're not okay with you having a view on the political situation here in Grenada, or the social situation, or the economic situation here in Grenada. What does that tell you about them?
That is sad.
Yeah? Your money is okay. But you being part of the process as being physically here and coming and cast a ballot, they have a problem with that. The Constitution allows you, the law allows you, but they seem to have a problem with that.
You see, that's the kind of venom and hatred that these guys continue to preach against fellow Grenadians. You understand?
Whether you are a Grenadian in Washington, D.C., whether you're a Grenadian in Texas, whether you're a Grenadian in South Carolina, North Carolina, whether you're a Grenadian in California, whether you're a Grenadian in Tegucigalpa, or whether you're a Grenadian in Mexico, whether you're a Grenadian in Ontario, Canada, or Wichita Falls, or whether you're a Grenadian out there in London, or Reading, or Birmingham, whether you're a Grenadian in Australia, the bottom line is, you know what? You're a Grenadian. And why should you not be part of the process? Why should anyone want to deny you the right to be part of the process in your home country?
And not just that, you are a legal registered voter. I mean, come on.
There are people that seem to have a problem with you being part of the process. They're okay with your money. And
they're okay with you.
While some of you digging out 14 and 15 inches of snow right now in order to go to work, while some of you have been snowed in, can't even come outside, while some of you, even with all this weather, have no excuse why you can't go to work. You have to leave home and go to work as normal in New Jersey and Brooklyn, wherever. You have to report to work. Yeah? And then the same people who are saying that you ought not to be part of the process want the dollars that you're making under this sufferation, where you can't even feel your fingers. I feel it for some of my friends who work on the rail system, for instance, where they have to be out in this type of weather, doing the work on the rails, the trains and so on, so that the trains can be on time, the MTA workers and all of these guys. Imagine what they have to go through. And then you have people that want them to send money to them to support their party and to support them and to support different things.
Yeah,
but they have a problem with these people being part of the process.
Exactly.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that.
Some of them, as you said, they want you to send money for them, for the political, for the programs on radio and whatever. While you digging out snow, they sit down in a shop drinking rum with your money.
You digging out snow right now and they sit down drinking rum in town. And to them, that's okay.
Yeah.
But when comes time for you to come and be part of the process here,
is a problem.
They have a problem with that.
Ooh, how
Brothers
pathetic.
and sisters, be very careful.
How pathetic.
Be very, very, very careful with situations like that. All right? That's that's all the time we have
get
today.
An update,
yeah, we ain't get an update, but don't worry. People gonna go over and watch the thing and get the live and thing and see what's going on.
Ooh,
I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. It has been Hard Talk. We're gonna see who the winners of the intercall are. I continue to say good luck to
Red
all.
and green.
No, not to red and green. Come on, this is Hard Talk. Good luck to all the teams, all of the young people that are out there today. I am backing, no, Devon got back who we want. Hard Talk is backing none specific. We backing all. Yeah, we know that everybody can't win, but you're a winner once you have taken onto the field of play and you've tried your very best. If you've tried your very best today and you have not been successful, you're still a winner in my books. All right? And we need to celebrate the fact that we have all of these energetic young people out there right now. You're most likely watching some Olympic gold medals running on that field today, or throwing or jumping. You're most likely watching some Olympic champions, future Olympic champions out there at Intercall today. They need your support. Help them. Don't send money for a man to drink rum in town. Send money for these young people to get equipment so they can go forward and represent Grenada to the best of their ability and make us all proud. You think that is better money than give a man to go and drink rum in town? Yeah, folks?
Much better.
Yeah. You could contact me and Devon and think, we bringing shoes for them, we bringing anything for them.
Everything.
We making sure and organize. All right?
But we're not buying rum for them.
We ain't buying rum for people. Nah, we ain't going through that one. Right? Nice. That's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. Enjoy the rest of your day today. And remember, just as we start, we end with that one too, man. Yes. And whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Hey, yo, what you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come here? What you come here for? All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Oh, you mean? That's right. This is our party in here. We having our time, don't stop. Everybody breaking away. Strictly unity inside here. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent people. If you ever think